feed these hungry gamers. Alright, let's do this. Time to feed these hungry gamers. Hello, people. Good mornings. Another beautiful day. Yep. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good. Or excellent. Good. What's up, Steam Deck fans? You know the Steam Deck tribe, nation, universe, world, legion. What's good? Mob, what's happening? Squad, what's up? Nerds, geeks, and freaks. And you investigators, what's happening? Alright. What I got for you anyway on a Friday morning. Keep the ball moving here. Alright. You know Epic is always giving out free games until I think January the 4th. So the free game that they're giving out is called Snakebird. Okay, that's the free game that they're giving out today. So the freebie ends tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning. So get it while you can from the Epic Game Store. All right, now what else I got for you little Steam Deck fans anyway? Oh, we talking about Game Pass. Listen to this. What's up, Tech for Gamers? What's up, NeoWin.net? Tweaktown, what's happening? WCCF Tech, what's happening? PCN Games, what's happening? Game Developer, what's up? Alright, what I got for you? Alright, here's the deal. It says here, Game Pass. 40 day one release already announced for 2024. Yeah. And then it says Hellblade 2, Stalker, Avowed, and more. Alright. It says Xbox Game Pass released 50 titles on day one this year. While this was impressive, 40 games have already been announced for the subscription in 2024. It says this list will grow as more games are announced in the coming months. It says Xbox Game Pass has seen unprecedented success in 2023 with the first party titles like Hi-Fi Rush and Starfield. The service offers a total of 50 day one titles this year. Microsoft appeared to be continuing this momentum in 2024, while the total number of games on the service next year remains to be seen. 40 day one titles have already been confirmed. Why it matters, the price of AAA games could quickly spiral out of control in the future, possibly making the current investment in the subscription and their growth even more important moving forward. Then it says here on Twitter, it says there are already 40 game announced for release, Xbox Game Pass in the coming years. Which one of these will be hidden gems for gems of 2024? Alright, what else we got? It says here, the list above has been gathered by Twitter user Bailson, highlighting the various games headed to the service in 2024. Includes the big first party names like Hellblade 2 and Avowed. Prominent exclusives like Stalker 2 and Ark 2 are also part of the list, making a few of the premier Xbox Game Pass titles of 2024. Then it says other notable titles like Persona 3 Reloaded are also shaping up to be exciting additions to the subscription to the service. Subscription, that is. Then it says your Game Pass titles confirmed for 2024 so far. Here are the lists. Turnip Boy Robs a Bank. Go Mecha Ball, Persona 3 Reloaded. Alright. Then it says Plates Up, Open Roads, Lightyear Frontier, Stalker 2, Hearts of Cornaby, Euden Chronicles, 100 Heroes, Manor Lords, Sopa, Flintlock, Siege of Dawn, Dead Static Drive, Still Wakes, The Deep, Little Kitty Big City, Harold Halibut, Botania Manor, Another Crab Treasure, Nirvana, Nor, Flot, City Skylines 2, 33 Immortals, Era History Untold, Avowed, Bounty Star, The Morrow's Tale of Graveyard Clem, Commando's Origin, Dungeon of Hittenberg. That sounds like a hack and slash. Earband Shadow Legacy, Galactic Air, Care, Ghost Bike, Magical Delicacy, Citizen Sleeper 2, Star Wars Vector, She Dreams Elsewhere, uh, Way to the Woods, Arc 2, Vapor, Vapor World, Towerborn, Suna Saga, Hellblade 2, Replace, Pigeon Simulator. Okay, you have lawn mowing simulator, right? Farming simulator, goat simulator, high rise simulator, train simulator, and now pigeon simulator. Man, these developers. Anyway, and then of course Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. It says here, over the year, Activision catalog should begin showing up on the service. However, next year's Call of Duty, which is reportedly another Black Ops title, might not be one of the day one AAA release for the subscription. Admittingly, many of the games featured in this list are smaller indie titles. Still, we believe Xbox Game Pass can provide unique platform for these games, allowing them to shine when least expected. And then, see, anything else says here? Overall, the service seems to be headed towards an equal impressive offering when compared to 2023. Unlike the competition, Microsoft's ability to secure third-party deals for its subscription has positioned Xbox Game Pass in a unique position. Therefore, fans should expect a diverse and high-quality lineup of games in 2024 that benefits both consumers and developers. And anything else? Then it says here, Xbox Game Pass is already home to nearly 30 million subscribers. Woo! That's growth. It says here, combining a compelling lineup with the incoming Activision games in 2024, the next 12 months could be the most important to the future and sustainability of the service. Microsoft has likely prepared a number of surprises along the way. Last year, a game like Hi-Fi Rush was released without any prior announcement, and it became Xbox best rated game of the year. Therefore, we would not be shocked to find out a few more surprises like Hi-Fi Rush for Xbox Game Pass in 2024. And that is the end of the article. So, today's the 29th, and the game industry keeps on moving, and Game Pass keeps on growing. Like I told you before, when I first started talking about Game Pass, I told you the entire world runs on Windows. The entire video game industry runs through Microsoft. And they built Game Pass, you know. I mean, with ZeniMax Bethesda, you know, 7.5, you know, and surprised everybody with it. But then they came back now, and they bought Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion. Yeah. So once Facebook name got mentioned in that situation, you know, I don't know if you remember the Wired magazine, like years before the pandemic, when they had Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg on the front cover. So once Activision, once Facebook name got mentioned in the whole Activision Blizzard situation, Microsoft jumped at it because they knew what Activision Blizzard brought to the table. Not just Call of Duty, but StarCraft, World of Warcraft. What's the other ones here? They got I think was it Diablo? They got can't even call the other games out, but Activision Blizzard as a whole. So they jumped at it before anybody else could. That's all they did, you know. Before companies like Tencent could like get to it. like Phil Spencer said. What he said? He said Sony and Nintendo is not our competitors. So basically, what that statement means is that he looked down the road and saw who the competitors were. So soon as Facebook name got mentioned in the whole Activision situation, and Facebook passed on it, they jumped at it. So Activision Blizzard was on a first come first served basis, and they went through some hurdles, of course, with the FTC and the CMA and in the European Union, but European Union sided with Microsoft. Microsoft kept pushing, and Game Pass is like a platform for independent developers to grow. Display their games and grow their and grow from there. So yeah, Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard was really fair when you really look at it, because it was on a first come first serve basis. The CMA and the FTC went at Microsoft, but the FTC lost in court. And then they went to appeals court again. Then they lost again. So the deal is closed now. So game industry moves forward. Now to tie this in with some articles that I've seen from Tech for Gamers. One of the Sony fans. They were talking about, there was an article on Tech for Gamers where it says Sony is still fighting Microsoft over the Activision Blizzard court case. And one of the comments, somebody said you can't buy success, but I'm going to address that comment that the person made. So you can't, okay. Microsoft purchased Activision Blizzard on a first come first served basis. You're saying that Microsoft can't buy success, but didn't Microsoft buy? But didn't Sony bought Bungie? So that's buying success, right? You're buying a studio so you can maintain relevancy in the game industry, right? And keep your core base together. If Microsoft can't buy success, if Microsoft purchasing Activision Blizzard is purchasing success, then Sony purchasing Bungie is purchasing success. Here's another opportunity that Sony missed out on too. Sony missed out on the AT&T deal when AT&T had Rocksteady, who created Batman: Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight, right? They had WB, who made DC Universe and Batman: Arkham Origins and Gotham Knights, right? But then you had NetherRealm Studios on the table. Those three studios on the table for $5 billion. And Sony passed up on it. Whose fault is that? You got Spider-Man is one thing. You got Spider-Man, that's one thing. If you would have purchased Rocksteady, NetherRealm, and WB, that means every Batman game that would have came out would have been on PlayStation. Look at the opportunity they missed out on. Now, there's another article on Tech for Gamers where they were talking about Sony has X-Men for I think till 2033, 2035. That long, or 2032, one of them. Sony missed out on an opportunity, even though they got the X-Men licensing. From what I'm hearing, from what I read, they missed out on a chance to snatch Batman up and keep DC Universe, and Rocksteady, NetherRealm, all those games to themselves. They missed out on that because of the Activision Blizzard deal. Okay, so when someone say that Microsoft can't you can't purchase success, and success is earned, my response to that person now is this: Sony buying Bungie, isn't that purchasing success? Oh, and by the way, Phil Spencer even said this a couple months, well, I think it was a couple months ago, when he said they shouldn't have Microsoft should have never let Bungie walk out the door. Yeah, that's when Halo Infinite was having its little issues. Phil Spencer said Bungie they shouldn't have never let Bungie walk out the door. So Microsoft purchasing Activision Blizzard was on a first come first served basis. Okay, Sony should have jumped at it. When you look at this whole Activision Blizzard situation, if you see a big company like Activision Blizzard having problems, and they're having internal issues, as a console manufacturer, you don't sit there with your hands in your pocket and then act like it's not affecting you when it is. So they didn't react to it. Microsoft reacted to it. Nintendo didn't react to it. It's not Microsoft's fault. The moment Facebook name got mentioned in that, it was off to the races, and Phil Spencer knew they had to purchase them. Okay, and they did what they had to do. So people for Sony to be sitting there still trying to fight Microsoft over the Activision Blizzard, they missed out on some opportunity. Then on top of that, they had three shooters. Resistance, Killzone, and SOCOM. And one question that could be raised is that, okay, Sony, how is it that you guys weren't consistent with Killzone, Resistance, and SOCOM? Because the reason why Call of Duty got so big was because they kept adding another chapter. Every year it was another chapter, and another chapter, and another chapter, and another chapter. And then when it came to Warzone now, thanks to PUBG and Fortnite, Microsoft split, not Microsoft, but Activision Blizzard split, Activision split Call of Duty into two. They got the Battle Royale part, that's Warzone, but then they got Call of Duty, so now they got a two-headed monster coming at you. The reason why Call of Duty got so big is because they kept being consistent. Now Sony, who had SOCOM, Killzone, Resistance, they weren't consistent. They didn't add another chapter every year like how Call of Duty was doing it. So the PlayStation fans need to ask Sony, like, okay, you had three solid shooters. Why weren't you consistent with those games like how Activision is with Call of Duty? And that's how Call of Duty got big, because they stay consistent. Every time they bring out a new chapter, the base is like this. They bring out another one, the base is like this. Kept growing. The question could be asked now: why people need to ask Sony, why weren't you consistent with your three shooters that you had? Killzone, Resistance, and SOCOM. See what I'm saying? So when people try to go at Microsoft, they really need to look at Sony, like, why weren't you consistent? Because in order to have success in this game industry, you gotta have consistency. Just saying. So Microsoft wasn't in the wrong for buying Activision Blizzard. Activision Blizzard was really up for grabs. Okay, and for somebody to say in the comment section that, oh, you can't purchase a success, but then my counter argument to that is like, okay, Sony purchasing Bungie was what? Purchasing what? Success. Just saying. But other than that, man, Game Pass right now is growing, expanding, and they got games coming out for 2024. A lot of the big games are hidden. Me personally, I'm still waiting on Rare with Everwild. I know they got Sea of Thieves to deal with. I know that, but I'm still looking into this Everwild game that they're creating, and that's gonna be added to Game Pass when that game comes around. So yeah, but other than that, man, Game Pass is just growing, you know. And look, Microsoft giving out 10-year contracts to streaming services. You can see, look at Nvidia GeForce Now. They got what, 1,800 games available because of Microsoft. So Microsoft is not looking so bad now after all. After all that negativity they went through with the purchase of Activision Blizzard. Nvidia GeForce Now has 1,800 games. Yeah, 1,800. And you can play that. You can use Nvidia GeForce Now on the Steam Deck. And you can use Game Pass on the Steam Deck. So in other words, the Steam Deck fan base is just what? Spoiled. Anyway, I'm going to leave this video for y'all to enjoy. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars and Star Trek thing. Or Dark Side. I'm gone. Peace.